Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today we are going to be doing a key opening for the new monthly mythic of the Arachnaean Weaver. It is in Glory, Gem, Guild, and VIP chest for this week only, and then it'll be in the drop table with everything else. So let's go over to Troop, and then go open some keys for it. So as far as Troop, let's just go head over to Unowned, bring it up, and Arachnaean Weaver. So it webs all enemies, so this is basically the best webber in the entire game now. There are things that can technically do it with less downtime, such as Sir Snothelm, who would automatically gain the extra turn, but as far as just the overall capability of being able to place webs, this is technically the best, and the first thing that can actually do it to all enemies simultaneously. It then deals true damage to the last two enemies, kind of like how a Kraken does, except true damage. And then if an enemy dies, it does 15 explosions, which is a pretty hefty amount. That's also a static amount, so even if it did have 0 magic, like you can see right now, it still gets the full amount of the 15 explosions, so still very, very good every single time it does secure a kill. Unfortunately, it isn't going to have too high of a damage. It does get, I believe, up to about the 30s once it's fully maxed out, but you're definitely going to need additional damage other than just him, particularly true damage or any damage in general, in order to reduce them down to the point where you would be able to go and use these explosions. Other than that, it is the first troop in the game to have the combination of stealthy plus impervious, which is actually really good. Impervious being immune to most things and stealthy being unable to be targeted by spells, so it makes it pretty tanky in that regard. It is an elf monster. It was originally going to be a divine, but they ended up changing it. This now makes it the only, or the first elf troop that does not have immune to mana drain, unfortunately. Its final trait is also abysmally bad, and I would say not to get it. Unfortunately, with how Kingdom stars are right now, I believe it is required to actually get Zolkiri to the next star level right now, assuming you have everything else from the Kingdom. So kind of forced to have to fully upgrade it, unfortunately. But it has a 50% chance to summon a Tome Spider when an enemy dies. The Spider is near useless. It does do some things that do a little bit more damage against webbed, if I'm not mistaken. But for the most part, it's not really going to synergize too well with this. So, yeah, not really too good of a summon, but it'll still at least be something, if nothing else. And it only happens when you end up getting an enemy kill, and isn't really going to get in the way too much. But anyways, let's go now and see if we can go get it. Let's just go into gem keys. Keep in mind that gem keys almost are better than VIP keys right now, mainly because of the ingots being inside of them. Technically, it is still better to do VIP keys if you do have them available, but if you still have gem keys left, probably better just doing that. VIP keys do overall have about twice the chance of gem keys, but due to them not having ingots, I definitely want to try getting some of those. So I guess we'll do it 50 at a time. No point in really doing 200. It'll go down way, way too quick. So we got a Goggin good, nothing really good there. Dragon Soul and Silent One. Dragon Soul is pretty nice. Unfortunately, we don't need more copies of it. So far, so bad. I'm not actually seeing which ingots we're getting either. Viper, I believe we still needed that. That's a relatively recent one. Garuda and Hindla. I forget if I actually maxed Hindla. No, I did not. If I'm not mistaken, that was the last one we needed to max her. So at least we're making some progress on some things, even if we don't get it. And even if we're not getting it, we should still be getting ingots. As you can see right there, 2 ultra rare ingots. They keep coming in every single time. I'm not going to bother going down every single time, though, because, I don't know, maybe we could. Just to see what they were getting there. Forest Guardian. Wow, what's with all the Forest Guardians? Forest Guardian. We got 4 dragons. Forest Guardian and 4 dragons. There we go. There's our team right there. Let's see, anything good? I guess we'll go down every single time. We might as well see what ingots we're getting. High Forge, Shagra, Sylvania Moore. Again, a lot of dragons. I don't mind, but we already have them all maxed. Hopefully we'll see some legendary or mythic ingots. Don't think we've gotten a single one yet, unless we got it at the beginning of there. Oh, Autumn Imp! I've been needing, I believe, 2 copies of him for a while now. It is now August, so Autumn Imp. There are seasonal imps that go from every 2 months, and Autumn Imp is from August into September, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why we ended up getting that. So that's pretty cool. And again, what's with all the dragons? I don't mind, but we need other stuff other than that. Okay, again, it seems like we're getting those 2 trade stones every single time. I mean, those ingots. So far, we burned through several hundred, and oh, Wild Queen, I need more copies of her. She's from the same kingdom, not exactly what we need, though. Another Silent One. Still haven't broken to a legendary or higher ingots. Queen Mab, great troop, don't need more copies, and not even a single ingot. What else? Come on, gem keys. There we go. We were almost going to run out, but there we go. Arachnaean Weaver. We only need 1 copy. Really no need having multiple. Barely even a need to have 1. There are definitely going to be purposes for this, and I feel like its all web thing is going to be probably one of the bigger aspects of it. That is kind of going to be pretty cool. But let's see, did we get anything else here? Yay, a legendary ingot to go with it. Pretty nice. But there we go. And yeah, let's go get this thing leveled, see what it can do. Go fully trade it. And as I mentioned earlier, if we go over to Zolkari, assuming you have it fully maxed, it is actually required to fully trade it right now. Unfortunately, unlock 3 traits on 16 Zolkari troops, and you would need to go and fully trait this Mythic in order to reach it, assuming you have the other 15 already good to go. So let's just click on this. This will actually bring us right to the page, save us some time. I'm only going to level this up to, I guess, 18, and actually use 2 orbs to go do the rest. Those little green orbs. There's no purpose for them in the entire game, though we might as well use them for something, like upgrading Mythics. So we'll go do that twice to save us, I think that saves us about a little over 2,000 souls. So we'll do that just to save some souls. Not like it really matters, but hey, it's 2,000 more than we'd need to do later. I don't want to use the orange ones because we'll be needing them eventually for those power orb things, but we'll go get all 3 traits since it's required for the kingdom. I don't think I've ever actually shown this on a video. I'm pretty sure many of you have already seen it before. Of course, this late in the game, it doesn't really happen that often, but it has a little animation thingy when you get a new star. You guys have probably seen this so many times. I think I've only seen it 3 times since the most recent patch, but I don't believe I ever actually recorded one, so there you guys go. 9 stars, Zolkari. I believe that gives us higher tribute from there, and tribute actually isn't too bad from this kingdom either. Anyways, let me go use one team with this real quick. I am going to be doing the teams video a little bit later into the day. After what happened with the Suna video and rushing that too much in the morning, definitely not a good idea to try rushing those out in the morning. So we're just going to do the one team for now, see how this goes, and we'll do the video a little bit later on. But for now, I figured we'd just go and see what it could do with our Yali. So let's just go get the Weaver, see what I can do with this, and just give it a good test run real quick. Our hero class that we're using right now is extremely incorrect. Probably something like Bard would be best if we're going to be using it in this context of this team. But basically what we're going to be doing is a Mountain Crusher into Divinia, or Divinia into Mountain Crusher, either or. Keep spamming them. That will then give us all the Galleys and Arachnaean Weavers that we need. And both of these are 2 of the biggest true damage hitting Mythics in the game. So we have this really high concentrated damage into the full AoE of the Uriali, and combined with that poison, we should be able to get going. And then we could just use the Divinia Mountain Crusher combo, not only to keep our HP going, but also to keep us alive, or keep our mana alive and our HP alive, so we don't die, and now we constantly have mana. So right here, we're just going to move that down, going all in on the troop. We don't really need to go the Divine route, since of course it does not count as Divine anymore, unfortunately. Still doesn't mean we can't use Divines with it, though. Okay, so he's going to get a pretty big hit here, though. We're going to gain so much HP that shouldn't really matter. Well, actually, he did a little bit. He might get that Infernus in there. Oh, no. He might still get it. Divines, what are you doing? You killed my Arachnid. No! I needed that. Divine team, stop being so good. Okay, plan B. Try it again against another Divinia team. Oh, he's using Eye, though. I don't want to face it against Eye. Can we get something less annoying? Here we go, Queen Mab. Here's a bunch of status effects, but we do have an impervious, so should be okay. It does have mass mana drain. Hopefully we'll get up beforehand. Then again, nothing on this team does have immune. We'll give it one more repick just to see what we get. Another Divine team? What's the mid-range one? A drain version of it? This team doesn't actually have anti-drain other than Divinia. I don't know if we can get that up quick enough just to show it real quick. Here we go. Here's something a little bit more mid-range. Watch, she's going to get Devour first time around. But let's go give this a shot. We're only going to need, looks like double Oriali? Maybe even single Oriali might even be able to reach it. But we'll go get our Mountain Crusher up immediately. Go get the last little bit of our mana. And just go from there. So we'll take this right over. Go right into our Explosion. See what we can get here. What am I doing? You're wrong one. Get our Explosion on there. And that's everything we need now. So should be good to go. So move that over. Keep getting our poisons down. Get that down. That should bring it into kill range. And now we just explode the entire board whenever we do that. It places web on everything. We get a lot of mana. Web, for any of you that don't know, because it's pretty underused, it ends up making everything's magic 0 for its duration. One thing to keep a note of, which is good and bad about this, well, it's basically like Entangle. Entangle makes it so their attack becomes 0 for its duration. This makes it so their magic is 0 for the duration. Similar to Entangle, it also makes it so that specific status effect cannot be reduced or gained. So if they try using a magic buff, it will not work. But also, if we try using a magic reduction, it will not work. So for example, let's say they have 20 magic, and we try reducing the magic by 10 while they are webbed, and then once they become unwebbed, they'll still have their full 20 magic. Similarly, if they try to gain 10 magic while doing so, they would come back with 20 magic, they would not come back with 30. So just basically makes it so you can't gain or lose magic, and it makes it 0 for the duration. As you can see, it actually makes this literally 0 damage, though of course some things do still have a base value like this, which is still doing 1, and also of course do keep in mind any other effects on the ability still trigger. So other than just this, it still transforms all green to blue. It doesn't stop that, and it still fairy fires everything. It doesn't stop that. The only thing it does is whatever's magic related, it'll make it a lot less effective. So right here, if he goes for Black Manacle, the only thing it could possibly do is a 20% chance to devour. It will do literally 0 damage to us otherwise. So let's see what he does here. Oh, of course he would cleanse it immediately. Unfortunate. But his Divinia we'll be able to get a shot on the Divinia, I guess. Or then again, I don't know if web actually works before it's cleansed. I think it does. But let's just kill it out. Actually, we'll give it a shot. Let's see what it does. Would you like to cast and not unweb yourself? Let me see. We'll go and just move this down, deliberately not getting a turn. Okay, so he didn't end up getting that, did he? Didn't look like he did. So we'll go and just get rid of his thing. Actually, you know what? We'll just go for the kill. Get that down. And just go for it again. And we keep getting explosions. We keep getting that summon, 50% chance. As far as what that Tome Spider actually does, let me go show it, because I don't believe I actually showed it yet. And take our tribute, now that we have it even higher because of the kingdom. But let's go over to troops, go over to our Arachnaean Weaver. Go over to Weaver. Never mind, that's not what I need. I need a Tome Spider. That's not how you spell Tome. Or Tomb, however you spell it. Anyways, Tome Spider. Yes, so it's a brown-red. It webs and places Hunter's Mark on the first enemy. Deal 23 damage to them, or however much, 3 plus however much your magic is. And if there are 13 more purple gems onto the board, it will then def mark it. So all of that, pretty horrible. But one thing that it does have that semi-synergizes with this Mythic is the fact that it deals double skull damage versus webbed. So you'll be able to get a decent amount of damage. Apparently, we didn't even get this thing maxed, nor did I get enough copies of it, but still it's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage regardless. Hitting into like the 50s or 60s still with 2 times damage is still going to be helpful to randomly get that as your summon, because they're most likely still going to be webbed, assuming you've gotten your ability and gotten a kill off of that. So could have some potential. I don't really think it's going to be too great of a combination. As far as the Mythic itself, I feel like it will be okay, just because even if you don't use it within true damage, you can still use it as a pick-off troop. So if you use a very high single target or double target damage onto the last slots, and then you start getting the explosions everywhere, I think you will be able to get enough value out of it that it gains so much of its mana back that it could be useful in some particular teams. Though for the most part, I don't think you would really use it compared to just 4 times Divine and stuff like that. The fact that they didn't make it a Divine anymore does weaken it quite a bit. It is not possible in this current moment in time for it to start with half mana due to the typings that it has. So not really much you're going to be able to get as far as a quick start with it. And generally, the quick half mana start teams tend to be better than it. But anyways, that's everything with this. We'll be covering the teams video later today, going over everything with it. If you still have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. We'll also be streaming today and tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to catch us then, feel free to do so. We'll be streaming here on YouTube, and we're mainly just going to be going over teams with it and just messing around with it. And of course, it is the Treasure Gnome event right now, so we'll be grinding that pretty heavily, trying to get a bunch of loot. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck if you're going to be trying for the Arachnaean Weaver. Goodbye, everyone!